Yeah, so here I'm going to talk about Arknights Endfield. I've been playing the game since release, and at this point, I feel like I have played the game enough where I can give a completely coherent answer, and that the game has so much friction, it has become utterly grating. And just look at this. Look, you want to do your dailies, right? Okay, I want to go do this stupid fucking activity over here. I want to go do etch paste salvage. I want to go do this. Okay, let's look at our first fucking problem. Okay, look, no explosives carried. Oh, why can't I add explosives? Because for some fucking reason, I'm not carrying any of my character. Because every time I go to deposit automatically at the stupid pylons, the game fucking deposits all my explosives for no fucking reason. Because the goddamn inventory in the game is non-existent. They give you 35 spaces when really you should have 50 and then go up to 100 by the end of the goddamn current experience in the fucking game. But that's not it. Why can't I just pull them from my goddamn supply? I'm not even in the world at this point. I am preparing to go to an area that's on Dajang or the fucking stupid spaceship. Why can't I just pull from my goddamn stockpile? Why is it zero? It's not zero. I have hundreds of thousands of these sitting in a dumpster somewhere in Lithuania. This is ridiculous. But that's not it. Look, notice all my characters don't have any tacticals equipped. Because also, I just don't fucking have any for some god-awful reason. And this dog shit game can't just pull from my fucking depot before going into this etch paste fucking place that's not even here. This is in another fictional reality that's not even anywhere, right? Like, if I'm in, like, this shit isn't in fucking Honkai Star Rail. I can just do shit easily. Here's the real thing that kills the game. This is what's going to kill the game long term for every player. Are you ready to see it? Let's see how many fucking button presses I have to get to. I have to go through to get to the fucking transfer out. Oh, I can't show it to you because they're all on cooldown for another hour, but let's pretend that we were doing that, okay? So first, I have to click this, and I have to click through this screen, picking one of these like little delivery missions for like 8 clicks, and then it'll kick me back out to this fucking screen, and I got to go back in. Okay, so first off, to get back into the place where you can transfer the mission for somebody else to do it, let's count how many clicks. I have to hit start. I have to hit one button. One, two. Okay, so now we're already hitting like 4. I gotta go here. I click this. Then I go into the mission. Then I hit X to transfer the mission. I need to hit 6 extra fucking buttons for each of these every time I have to do dailies. And that doesn't seem like much, but think about it like this. Why can't I, when I am picking this fucking mission, can't I just hit X at the end of the mission setup and say, hey, I don't actually want to deliver this. I want to transfer this to somebody else. Why can't I just hit that option at the end of my goddamn choice? Why do I have to go through so many goddamn menus to do something so basic? And why is it hidden too? It's bewildering. Speaking of something that's hidden, if you're ever trying to like set up like production lines, this game is fucking atrocious. If you're trying to set up like, oh, like what does this fucking thing make? You gotta like go over here and then you gotta go look at this. Look at how many fucking menus. Like if you're in the factory, let's go to a factory right now. I can show you what I mean. Look at that. Oh, let me 1 second. I hit the wrong buttons here. Oh, I'm in this place. Okay, let's go to the hub. This game is like unfathomably like grating. It is so frustrating with the dailies. The combat is kind of ass too. Okay, so like let's say I'm right here, you know, and I want to do some dumb shit, right? Like let's say I'm building something that goes into this fill-in unit and I don't know what I need to go into it, right? So let's say like how many clicks to the center of a Tootsie Pop do I have to get through to figure out how to make butt capsule C? Well, I could look here, right? And I could see, okay, there it is, right? Let's say I don't know any of this shit and I got to start from the beginning, okay? Why isn't there a thing that's over here that's like shit you can build? Why is it gear assembly? Why is gear assembly even on here? If I'm in the factory, why the fuck would I be making gear for my characters? This shit is completely separate from the factory, other than the fact that you build the Zeronite component shit and you use your stock bills. Like, this is insane. Why is gear assembly even on this fucking menu? What were they thinking? No, what gear assembly should be, and they probably fucked it up, what gear assembly should be, it should be this menu. So we're going to hit start, and we're going to go over to database, then we're going to go over to item files, and then we're going to go down to AIC products. This is what should be on that fucking menu. AIC products, not this stupid fucking gear assembly. Gear assembly, oh god, I just remember Artifacing exists in this game. Oh my god. This is another thing to complain about. Okay, so the game has Artifacing, and this is probably some of the stupidest waste of time mechanic I've ever seen in a game. If you ever did dog walking in Epic 7, imagine dog walking in Epic 7, or imagine, what was that other mobile game? There was a mobile game that was like Edelweiss or something or whatever, and you could like further ascend your characters with like hollow pink stars or some stupid shit like that. But basically the idea is, and this is how it works in here, is that you have to create duplicate pieces of gear, like 100 piece per piece of gear you want to improve, and then you just keep feeding into it, and eventually you hit the limit reach. Now, if you were a sane person, you would probably be thinking, okay, I want to improve Hot Work Gauntlets T1. So let's go, you're a rational person, right? I'm a rational person. Okay, so I want to improve Hot Works Gauntlet T1. So you would imagine if you want to improve Hotworks Gauntlet T1 that you would just craft a bunch of Hotworks Gauntlet T1s. Let's see how fucking far that gets us. Let's go look. Okay, we made 5 fucking gauntlets. Let's go improve our gauntlets. So we want to increase the will of our, well, no, we want to increase the heat damage bonus. Okay, here we go. We just made a bunch, but they're only a standard match. How could the gauntlet only be a standard match for itself? How? How is that possible? Well, let me tell you. This game uses an arcane system that is only known in the minds of the developers because only the developer can understand how stupid this fucking system is. No, you're actually supposed to make a completely separate item that fucking corresponds with its horoscope and a fucking MTBI, Myers-Briggs personality test, and then you're supposed to feed those items into your Hotworks Gauntlet T1, and then the rate will go from standard match to good match. And when it's a good match, then you will actually be able to improve the gear without having to do like 100 fusions. I want you to stop and think for a second. If I can't figure it out by just playing the game, and I have to do some fucking read up YouTube video, fucking Wikipedia essay bullshit to figure out a basic function of your game, that's a fucking problem. It should be obvious. It should be apparent. It shouldn't be this dumb shit that's going on. So yeah, the gearing is trash. Well, the combat and gameplay is trash too, so who cares? The only good part is the factory. And the factory is just ultra simplified factorial. So unfortunately, we have some problems. Oh, let's look at etch essencing. I don't even know how this works. This is beyond me. I am afraid to get involved in this. I still don't have a perfect essence. And to my understanding, this is like the actual late game is just trying to get perfect essences, you know, where you get the things that you actually need. I haven't got a single one yet, and I've spent thousands of sanity. Ironically, that this game's stamina is called sanity because you lose your sanity having to spend this god-awful stamina in this game, because it is atrocious. Everything that you spend stamina on this game just feels like a miserable experience in general, but I don't really see a way around it, unfortunately. There's just so much shit to grind already. I haven't even done this shit because it's just not fun. It's just shit's not fun at all. I don't know. I just don't care. The combo system for the characters is just way too overdone for how like they want you to play against the enemies. They just want you to dodge like too much against some enemies, but then 99% of the enemies that you fight in the game just stand there like damage sponges for you to just beat them in the face. And the game clearly is balanced around fighting like one enemy. Like that's what like most of the gameplay only works with, because like you have like final attacks. At least that's how Levantine works, or whatever her name is, because she wants to get her final attack and take off flame susceptibility. But if you're fighting a bunch of weak mobs, they're gonna die before she can even suck off the flame susceptibility, so she can never use her skill. And if she can't use her skill, she can't get energy. If she can't get energy, she can't ult. And then if you're not ulting with Levantine, then you're not having fun. So the combat sucks. I mean, maybe you're playing like some of the other characters that came out. I don't fucking know. But yeah, I do have to say though, I do like the character designs. Even these like, what are these, like 4 stars or whatever? Like they're pretty cool. They're cool little characters or whatever. The main character, of course, sucks. Unfortunately, you know, once again, they make the main character, they make him a 6 star or whatever, but they're actually dog shit. The events in the game are atrocious trash. The events in this game are the equivalent of the worst events in Honkai Star Rail and like the deadest of patches. Genuinely insane that they would think that this is acceptable for like your big release. Once again, let's look at the real problem though. The problem is just bloat. Look at how much worthless dog shit is in here. Why is like so much just basic shit just kind of strewn around? Why is etch essence its own menu type, but gear artificing isn't? Why isn't etch essence just with gear artificing? Why isn't the gear stuff all together? Why isn't etch essencing right next to artificing? Why isn't it in this menu? It should just be right here. It's the same fucking shit. You're feeding gear into other gear. It's the same shit. It should just be artificing. But no, artificing is a Chinese ruling exclusive. So etch essence, you can do that whenever because you can get essences in the early area, but you can't get them you can't get the artificing until you complete the Wu Ling quest. For some fucking reason, they decided to do that. I don't know. Oh, also, this game has vanishing stamina capsule. Let's see if I can. Oh, I have some right over here. Yeah, you get sanity capsules that vanish. Why do these exist? I have no idea. Why do they vanish? To fucking make you panic when they're gonna vanish in one day and then splurge spend them. And guess what? You basically get nothing. You know, that's the problem with this game. Is like there's like hard ways to improve your characters. Like you can go over here. I already did this in this character, right? You know, you can like you get them to 9, and then there's like these 3 little dots over here. I can't show you them, but like the little 3 little fucking hexagons or whatever that are at the end of the line for the skill. Those ones are more expensive than getting 1 through 9 at all. They're so expensive, right? But after doing this is like guaranteed improvement for your character, right? But then after doing that, the ways to improve your character are to go over here and then get one of these good things and then just like beat other shit into it until you get like the best thing. And then you're done with the character, right? And so like theoretically, there is like an end game for your character where your character, when they're maxed out, will be the exact same as everyone else's character. And I actually cannot believe I'm saying this, but Honkai Star Rail, and maybe Genshin Impact. I don't play Genshin. I play Honkai Star Rail. But a Honkai Star Rail, I think, actually has it better. Because sure, Honkai Star Rail has horrible gear RNG. But on a long enough timeline, you'll get good gear. The problem with this game is that, yeah, on a long enough timeline, I might get the perfect character. But I have to constantly weigh my sanity, stamina, and my in real life sanity to keep grinding, hoping that I'm going to get the perfect essences for my character or start building other characters. And then it becomes this like, you know, cost benefit analysis of like, should I just drop the goal for maxing this character and level another character because that would be more efficient use of my stamina, or should I do something else? The problem in Honkai Star Rail, I've never made that consideration. I always know when I feel satisfied with where my character is because there are generally accepted stat baselines that you want every character to be at for them to be functional in the end game combat. In this game, they probably have the same stat metrics. The problem is being able to achieve them is a lot fucking harder because the RNG fucks you so much harder in Arknights Endfield than any other game. I would almost put it on the same level of fucking like stamina consumption, biblical level greed as Epic 7. And if you tried to get gear in Epic 7, let me tell you that, well, I don't need to tell you because you already know, but getting gear in Epic 7 might be the worst experience ever. You know, it really goes to show when a gearing system is bad when they sell actual $4 gear packs where you need to buy the good gear because the game gives you such atrocious gear in the game. I can't believe I'm saying some of these things because I genuinely had such a fun time playing through the game, building the factory. The story was like whatever. The character animations during the conversations are phenomenal. That stuff blows Honkai Star Rail out of the water, frankly. The music, I didn't really care for it. It was like whatever. The gacha system is dog shit. Just look it up. It's terrible. It's pretty fucking greedy. Honkai Star Rail remains like I think the golden standard for that kind of stuff. Yeah, I don't know. I'm just pissed. I'm disappointed. I do not like that I have to click so many fucking times to get through menus in this game. I feel like I am just diving into Excel spreadsheet hell when I just want to do dailies. I don't want to have to deliver other people's shit. I don't want to have to visit 5 friends' places that have their fucking clue helping system not help. Oh, let me show you. This is the rule. This is the worst thing. Let me show you this. This really is the worst. When I show you this, you're gonna actually KYS. I promise you. Let me show you the worst part of this game. Okay, let's get to it. Let's teleport over here. This is the worst part of the game, by the way. So every day there's this thing where you can get credits, and when I get through the loading screen, I'm going to show you what I mean. Okay, so if we go over here to the acquisition center, every day this store resets with credits, with new shit you can buy. And you'll notice if you don't play the game, right here, ore barrel is basically the gacha pull currency. You need 500 of these for a single pull. So you can buy the pull currency in this store if it's there every day. That's really exciting. What's the problem? The problem is how you get these credits. Now, you could be lazy and you can just claim your daily credits and then you can do other things and then it's fine, right? But here's extra ways to get more credits, right? Because when you claim your daily credits, you only ever refill to 300. And that's not enough, obviously, because if you can see the price of the ore barrel, it's fucking 400. So we got to do something else to get more credits, more than 300. So here's what you do. So you go over here and you go to your visit friends tab, and you're going to notice something on the side of the screen after we load my friends. Okay, so this guy right here, you see this yellow thing on the right side next to his little like banner, that means that his God, I'm dying. His clue exchange is in progress. That means that you can visit that friend and you can give them a clue help. Let's just visit them to show you what I mean, right? My loading times are pretty good. I don't care about the loading times. Loading times are fine for me. So I have to visit my friend. Then I have to go here. Then I have to go over to the reception room and I have to click on it. And there's a little bit of a weird delay when you click to help. And then you get 50 fucking credits for helping for the clue stuff, okay? You get 50 credits for helping for the clue stuff. And you have to do that 5 times. Now, let's think about something for a second here, because if you'll notice, on the top right, there is 0505. So you can help with 2 different things. You can help with all this other stuff. It says cannot assist. All these 3, motherfucking cabin, MFG cabin, growth chamber, and control nexus, are all production assists. And then there's the reception room, which is the clue exchange assist. Now here's the problem. I can crank out 4 production assists on visiting 1 friend, but if I want to clear out all of my clue exchange supports every day, I have to visit 5 friends that have that available to be supported. Why don't you just make it so that I can visit 1 friend, I can clear out all of my assists, just make it that when I help 1 friend with the clue situation, give me the equivalent of helping 5 people. Because then what do you have to do? I gotta go into 5 fucking people's rooms, I gotta scroll through my friends list, find 5 people I can help, zoom over there, go help them, and then zoom back out, and zoom back in, and zoom back. That is insane. Why is it like that? Why is it like that? Why would you do, it's just, nobody played this game to completion that worked on it. Because if you did, you would quickly find out that these problems are glaring and obvious and are just so not fun. It's not fun to have to visit 5 friends to get your credits. Dailies should be fun, quick, easy activities that pull you into the game and then kind of hook you in to do other stuff that you don't necessarily need to do, but you want to do. Guess what? Now these are things that I necessarily need to do, because if I'm not getting the credits, guess what I'm not getting? If I'm not getting the credits, then I'm not getting the pull currency. If I'm not getting the pull currency, why am I fucking playing a gacha game? Why am I wasting my time? Exactly, right? So, I don't know. The UI is atrocious. I put that in every survey. The UI is genuinely some of the most hideous, ugliest shit I've ever seen in my life. It's bloated. Why are these, like, a fucking, like, embossed icons? Like, why is there, like, a sub-icon below everything? Like, why is there just so much wasted space? Why do I need to look at Djang? I don't give a shit. The map sucks. Who gives a fuck? Random shit is, like, hidden in side quests. Oh, yeah, I was actually walled on Artifacing. I actually did not know how to artifice. And here's a little tip. If you don't know how to artifice, you have to go into your mission thing, and then you have to go find the mission thing that unlocks Artifacing. The game probably tells you when it comes up, but like, why would you want to go stop and do a talk quest? Like, those are fucking god awful boring. But if you want to access artificing early, if you go to, where is it? I think it's, if you go here, I think you can access artificing through this. Maybe it's not this. Maybe it was over here. Either way, one of these things. Oh, I don't remember where it is. Damn, there was one of these menus where you could access artificing early without actually having access to the mechanics. So like if you try to go in gear assembly, artificing just doesn't exist, but you can access it. Oh, you can access it through, oh, here in protocol pass. Because if you go over to one of these weeks, I believe, I've already done it, so I had to refine the quest. But there's a quest in here for the protocol pass where you need to do artificing, and you can access artificing early by going through this menu. It doesn't block you. It doesn't tell you go do a quest to unlock artificing. It will literally take you to the artificing menu and you can fully do artificing. But if you ever tab over, then you can't get back into artificing. So basically it'll put you in this menu right here, but you will be kind of like blind and you won't be able to see that you're actually in the gear assembly menu. So if you ever like tab over to one of these, the menu scheme will change and artificing will be gone and you won't be able to go back to it. That is such a weird fucking like QA problem that they didn't solve or think to like handle, that I probably hasn't really impacted anybody but me, but it impacted me, so I'm telling you. It just goes to show like they just haven't like thought out a lot of stuff in the game because it's just grating and stupid. Oh yeah, the gear gacha. Let's talk about the gear gacha because that's really where everyone hates. The regular gacha sucks. I think pity is like 120, and it doesn't carry over, so you just get fucked, basically. So how do you get items in the game? Well, here's some good news and bad news. Well, you get items by getting this currency up here that you get from doing pulls. So if you played a gacha game, you know what the problem is that if I need to do pulls to get the currency for the weapons, what happens when I get lucky and I pull the character maybe in like 30 pulls, but I don't have any gun weapon gacha currency to do these pulls? Well, then I'm in the shitty situation of either spending money so that I can get the currency for the weapon pulls, or doing aimless limited banner pulls to get currency that way. Neither method is good. They're both genuinely horrible, but that's the only way to get it. So if I, like, for example, here's a situation that probably has happened to somebody. Let's say I really want a Yvonne, and let's say I get Yvonne in 60 pulls, okay? And pretend that I just don't have any fucking, like, Arsenal exchange currency, right? It's about 2K per 10 pull. And it's a little bit more generous, and you do eventually get the item guaranteed after, like, I guess it looks like 8 pulls. Okay, that's cool. 8 pulls, 8 times 2 is 16, so you need about 16K of this currency to be able to get the guaranteed item. But if you pulled Yvonne early, you're not going to have enough currency to guarantee the guns. So that means you need to waste more currency to pull on the limited banner to get more currency for the guns. Well, what's the problem? This game has some of the worst fucking gacha currency fucking generosity of any gacha game that I've played. I haven't pulled on anything other than Levantine. I got her, and I just haven't pulled at all because I just don't care about any of these new characters, and I don't care about the gacha system. A gacha system like this, you need to have full self-control. This game is not for you if you do not have full self-control. I don't even know what else to complain about anymore. I just needed to make this because I'm upset with the way the game is. There seems to be no leaks promising like a better tomorrow. I think they're probably proud of the UI, which I am really uncomfortable with because I despise it. There's just so much menu depth where you're just going into menu, into menu, into menu. And I just hate it. Like the whole fucking like this. Oh, here's another thing too. This is something that I fucking vehemently hate. So if you're in Dajang, okay, right now we're not in either fucking region. We're not in Valley 4 and we're not in Wuling. So guess what happens if let's say I came from Wuling. Let's say I came from Wuling, okay? I came from Wuling and I traveled to Zhejiang, okay? These are completely different zones. And then So I'm in Dajang, and I wanted to do regional stuff, okay? Notice how when I open this back up, I'm on Valley 4. The reason this is on Valley 4 is because it's saving my regional location where I transported from. So I transported out of a Valley 4 location to Dajang. So every time I open this menu, it's going to take me back to Valley 4. The problem is, if you travel out of Wuling to Dajang, and guess what? You want to do your depot nodes. If you want to do this shit that takes about like 40 fucking clicks for each goddamn thing, every time you come back into this menu, guess where you're going to be? You're going to be on Wuling. So you have to click the button. You have to click over to fucking Valley 4. You have to do more fucking clicking. So here's my solution. Why doesn't regional development just open on the page that you last left it on? Or open on the page of the region that you're in. I'm not in Valley 4. I'm not in Wuling. Just open it on the page that I last opened it on. But no, if you go through the depot and you do this shit and you came from Wuling and you come back into this menu, it's going to be back on fucking Wuling. So it adds extra fucking clicks that you have to do, or you have to remember to travel out of Valley 4 back to Dajang so that this problem doesn't occur. My problem is, this problem shouldn't even fucking exist after the first time that it occurs, because when I go through the depot, I'm clearly wanting to do stuff in Valley 4 regional development, but when I come back out and go back in, like here, I'll prove it to you right now. If you don't believe me, here, I'll show you what I mean. Okay, let's go to Talos, let's go to Wuling. Because right now, we just traveled from Valley 4 back to Dajang. Now we're going to go to Wuling, we're going to travel back to Dajang, and I'm going to show you exactly what I mean, what the problem is. I'm going to wait a little bit here because the load into Wuling is a little much. They got a lot of doodads in the environment. Okay, so here we are. Now we're going to travel back to Dajang, okay? Let's go over here. How's everyone doing today? Hope you're doing great. Okay, now, here's the big moment. Where is regional development going to open up on? Well, if you're paying attention, you already know what it's going to open up on. That's right. It's going to open up on Wuling. Because I traveled from Wuling to Dajang. And guess what happens if I transfer it over to Valley 4, right now I'm on the Valley 4, you would think, oh, you transferred over to Valley 4, then you would want to stay on the Valley 4 regional development page, so that when I leave the page, when I come back in, I should be on the region that I left it on. When I'm on Dajang, whatever the stupid spaceship is, guess where I'm going to be? Back on fucking Wuling. So every time I want to do this shit over here, I gotta fucking click and go over here. And it's not much. It's not much. These are little problems, but when you have to do them every fucking day, they're just annoying. They shouldn't exist. There's nothing like this that is this annoying in Honkai Star Rail. Honkai Star Rail is a seamless fucking game when it comes to dailies. They're so fucking easy. Maybe I'm spoiled, but this shit just grates on me. I don't want to have to do all this fucking clicking. It's like this game has more clicking than Factorio. When I play Factorio, I want to click because every click means that I'm making progress. In this game, I am only clicking to stay competitive with the other players that are still playing this fucking game. I'm only playing to stay current, and that's it. I'm not playing to build. I'm not playing to do anything meaningful anymore. I've already optimized the factories. All that's left is doing the combat part of the gameplay, which frankly I find to be not fun. It is like a worse Devil May Cry if Devil May Cry was made by somebody who didn't understand Devil May Cry, or just, I don't know, Devil May Cry is my only point of reference for an action game because I generally don't play action games. I don't have problems with them, I just don't generally play them. Yeah, so anyway, here's my opinions on Arknights Endfield. I give it like at this point, I mean, I'm just going to keep playing it until something really shit happens, I guess. But I'm not going to play with any level of enthusiasm. Maybe when the Red Riding Hood girl comes out, if she's not fire, then I'm going to drop the game. Because I can't wait for them to make the game better at this point. The game should be a fine-tuned, smooth machine. It runs well. I guess that's nice. It runs well. But the things that you actually do to interact with the game are constantly at odds against the player in a way that is just exceedingly oh my god, I just remembered something. Oh yeah, here, this is the other part of the game too. So if you die In this game, there are no items to revive you. You have to find one of these beacons out in the world, and you can just teleport to them or whatever, right? And then you have to rest to revive your characters. Why is this frustrating? So if a character randomly dies while you're doing like a sanity type of mission, like if you're doing one of these things that takes sanity and one of your characters dies and you want to go back in and just like give it another shot, the game is so fucking stupid and greedy. It will not resurrect your characters for doing this like non-diegetic gameplay. This is not diegetic gameplay. You fight these characters in a fucking pocket dimension because these are like world bosses, or these are like story bosses, or you're just like grinding out random pieces of gear. And the game is so fucking stupid. They don't have the kindness to just be like, oh, you're fighting like a stamina-based event. Here, we'll just re-heal your characters because like, why wouldn't you just be fully healed for doing a stamina-based thing? Like, Honkai Star Rail solved this problem. Like, how are we inventing new problems in gacha games? I do not understand. But here's the real kicker. Watch this. Okay, so like, let's say I wanted to make something right now. Let's say I wanted to make something right now, right? I'm on Dajang. Can I make something on Dajang? What is it going to tell me? I mean, this stuff's in my... Where is it saying this stuff is? This stuff... Oh, okay, so right now it is letting me make stuff while I'm on Dajang. Because I do have stuff in my stockpile, but I don't have it in my backpack here, right? So it's giving me depot access, which is nice. If you're out in the world and you're trying to craft healing items for going into a sanity based, like a stamina usage type of encounter, it won't allow you to access either of your depots, and you have to travel to a place to access your depot to craft things. And okay, so I'm going to really show you something that's really funny to me. So watch this. Okay, so let's say I had... Where are the bombs at? I got to find my bombs really quick. Fuck, where are the bombs? Oh, excuse me. Sorry, I was sick last week and my throat... Oh, I'm in the wrong depot. I got to go to Valley 4. Okay, so this is my favorite thing in the game, and this is once... So I have 20k industrial explosives, right? So let's move over a full stock over to my backpack. What's going to happen when I hit quick stash? Okay, so, oh, did they fix it? I guess they fixed it. What was it? So there, I don't know, maybe it wasn't the bombs, but there was like a really crucial item that you would want to keep. Oh, I know what it is. Oh, I remember. No, it's not the bombs. Here, I remember what it is. Okay, are you ready for this? It's even better. Okay, so in Wuling, there's a special product that you need to clear this like weird goo shit or whatever, right? And it's these bottles right here. It's these Farium bottles filled with liquid Zeronite. So you're always going to want at least a stockpile of these in your backpack. But these are not labeled as consumables. So guess what happens when you quick stash? It gets rid of them. So rather than just being able to refill them, oh, this is another thing too. Like let's do a little experiment. Okay, so let's get a 50 stack. Let's split it. Oh, well, who cares? We'll just split it by whatever amount. Okay, and then we're gonna deposit these, and we're gonna split this too. Split half the depot, and we'll split half the depot. Okay, so right now these all stack up to 50. The canned citromes, the industrial explosives, and the Farium bottles. These all stack up to 50, right? So if you are playing Honkai Star Rail and you are in this type of situation, when you run up to one of the little pillar things, it'll just like refresh your characters and other nice little basic things, right? What does this game do? This does nothing right now. I have to hit rest. Okay, I hit rest and my characters get healed up and they get revived. Okay, fine, great, right? Let's go to manage depot. Okay, so I'm in the depot screen, right? To my knowledge, maybe I'm missing it because there's like maybe it's in more action. Organize. Organize is a mode that does something, I guess. That was unhelpful, but whatever. So my question is, and my problem is that when I come to these little floating pillars in the game, it should refill my consumables with the consumables that are in the depot automatically. Why do I have to manually refill these consumables? And if I hit quick stash, it's going to get rid of my fucking Zeronite. Why? Why does it do this? Why is the game opposed to being designed well? Why does the game want to be designed badly? I do not understand. Why is there not a way for me to automatically refill these when I come to these pillars so I don't have to go over and fucking drag them over? Why do I have to do that? I shouldn't have to do that. It's a game about auto-fucking-mation because you're building a factory to take care of the tedium of all this shit in the world and in the game and stuff like that. Ironically enough, they didn't bother to actually put any automation that took the burden off the player when they're having to play their fucking dog shit game every day. So I don't know. That's what I'm ending on. I do not recommend this game. Do not get into this game. Do not play this game. If you like Factorio, play Factorio or find some other Factorio-like game to play. Don't play this game. The combat is genuinely bad. It is not fun. There are not interesting combos with the characters. You are constantly beholden to the whims of the dogshit game design. Because, like, for example, right, how Levitine works, she needs to hit the final hit to absorb the fire weaknesses or whatever, right? But the random baddies in the world are so weak they'll die before she can get her final hit off, so she doesn't suck them up, so she doesn't get energy, so she never ults, so you never have any fucking fun. What the fuck were they thinking? What, like, just have it so that when characters die with the flame weakness on them, she automatically absorbs them. Wow, 1 second of thought by me completely like was a game-changing quality of life for a character that would make them so much more fun to play. Because that's because I played the game and I know what the problems are. And the people that made the game never played the game, at least not well enough, because these problems are so glaringly obvious to me. Somehow I managed to rant for like 35 fucking minutes about this game, which is insane, but whatever. I had a lot of shit to say. So, yeah, anyway, those are my opinions on the game. If you disagree, you're wrong. And if you agree, you're a god. Good job. You have the right opinion on things for once.